final day of May, and then officially from June 1, we are entering into T20 World Cup mode. It's USA versus Canada as the opening game, followed by West Indies versus Papua New Guinea in Guyana. So, the team yesterday, what we decided in the dugout was we did England, who are the defending champions of the 2020 T20 World Cup. The team that we are focusing today were the finalists in 2022, the runners-up, plus those two teams played the last bilateral series before the T20 World Cup, which was just yesterday. England versus Pakistan, and the team we are focusing on today is Pakistan. Forever the most volatile team that doesn't look good on paper, but they defy the odds and make it to the knockout stages of the T20 World Cup.
They defy odds, they defy logic. I've never understood, and I've always said that, if we think being Indian cricket fans is tough, imagine what it would be being a Pakistan cricket fan, because we complain about not having won a trophy in 10 years. For Pakistan, it's a case of they never seem to be set up to win. Yet somehow they'll go and win things.
Yeah.
Do not ask how. It just happens.
Yeah.
But there is no logic to it.
By accident, if you look at today, me and Shane wore the same green colored jersey as a tribute to Pakistan. Although the other jersey, which is parrot green, that is more of Pakistan's color in that.
In World Cup particularly.
There's more South African, if we may have to look at it. So Sid, the only odd one out with pink. He's supporting South Africa on Pink Day.
Or Rajasthan Royals.
Or Rajasthan Royals, Pal Royals, whatever you want to look at it. But Pakistan, coming off a 2-0 series loss in the series versus England. Luckily, we got a game yesterday. A lot of people, Siddharth's done a voice package on which are the players that are of concern. I mean, the main meme going around is Azam Khan absolutely looking like a deer in the headlights against a Mark Wood rocket.
Not just that. His wicket keeping, dear God. I am sorry, but you could take someone with no wicket keeping training and throw him behind the stumps, and I don't think he could have done much worse. Because there were dolly catches dropped. Nothing new for Pakistan, but still.
Wait, are you talking about the Akmal brothers or are you talking about Azam Khan?
No, I'm talking about Azam Khan. That's the thing.
Because
history repeats itself.
Because dropping dolly catches, committing wicket-keeping errors, that is a signature of the Akmal brothers. Be it Kamran Akmal, be it Umran Akmal, be it Adnan Akmal.
And Ross Taylor likes this.
Of course, on his birthday, 4 gifts. So, after the match happened, I mean, one of the writers on Bradman, he coined some very brilliant words for Kamran Akmal. The Earl of Ur, the Pharaoh of dropped catches, the Don Corleone of missed chances. All these kind of adjectives that described Kamran Akmal that day.
And you know what's the best part about the whole Azam Khan thing?
Yeah.
Is that they have a perfectly competent keeper in Rizwan, who they have to make an outfielder because Azam Khan is too unfit to be an outfielder. That's the biggest, it's like the most Pakistan cricket problem ever.
Yeah, Pakistan, I mean, they can do a Pakistan or
it can be Pakistan.
So basically, Azam Khan is only in the squad and also in the 11, not just for his keeping. He's probably there in the 11 for his batting because they know that he is a hard hitter. But then obviously, as the life progresses, we are going to discuss much more as to whether his selection is really a good decision or...
Who is he related to? Because I've seen a lot of nepotism claims when it comes to Azam. Who is he related to?
Moin Khan.
Moin Khan. He is the son of Moin Khan.
The former Pakistan wicketkeeper whose only contribution, if I may say, Shabash Saki. That's it.
But at least Moin was a competent gloveman and a more than decent bat.
See, ever since creation, Pakistan, why do you think the likes of Waqar, Wasim, Shoaib and all of them wanted only bowls or LBWs?
They never trusted their catchers or their keepers. It didn't matter.
Look at Sydney, a throwaway test that Pakistan had no right losing. Yeah. Kamran Akmal dropped catches and Mohammad Yusuf felt like, Pakistan are actually in a bad position when they were winning.
Yeah.
That is the psyche that we have got at this point in time. But despite all of that, despite everything, Pakistan still managed to do well in a T20 World Cup I mean, in an event, look at it. If you look at Asian countries, they have been the most consistent if you have to look at it. 2007 finalist, 2009 winner, 2010 semi-finalists, 2012 semi-finalists, 14 and 16 were the only outliers for them. They didn't make it to their 21 semi-finalists, 22 finalists. So, among all the Sri Lanka, India and Bangladesh that's there in the subcontinent, they are the most consistent Asian sides.
Which you think, how is it possible? But then you realize that T20 cricket is a bit of a lottery format. Pakistan are a bit of a lottery team.
Yep.
It all fits.
Yeah.
It just seems to work out for them. You look at them and say, there's not enough firepower, but somehow they manage to eke things out. You look at the bowling and it's not consistent enough. Somehow they manage to eke things out. I have no idea how it works, and it does catch up to them in the longer format.
Yes.
You saw how woefully ordinary they looked in the ODI World Cup, and that is because the players they have, that is their level. They are best suited to be T20 players.
Yeah.
A Shadab Khan is a perfectly good T20 spinner.
Yeah.
But less said about his ODI form, the better.
And less said about Sid, you dug up some horrendous numbers for Shadab, right, in the last 3-4 games.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think if you look at it from a perspective, the Pakistan squad for this T20 World Cup is basically being selected on reputation. Babar Azam was reinstated as the captain because they primarily did not have an option as to who they should anoint as the next skipper.
They did. They gave him one series.
Yeah. And if you Shaheen Shah Afridi, I think he would feel hard done by because he did everything in his power to make sure that Pakistan do well in that series against New Zealand that took place in January this year. But
you say we all are saying that India had a very chaotic preparation, right?
Yeah.
They went back to Virat and Rohit 5 months prior to the T20 World Cup, and they had the IPL.
Yeah.
Pakistan, Shaheen was given charge of only one series. Hardik for 1.5 years, it was his team, his injury went, and then it wasn't. Okay.
Yeah.
Shaheen, 8 series. Was he a makeshift captain? Apparently so, because they were brutally thrashed by New Zealand 4-1. Yes. I think only one game was a close one. The rest were all one-sided thrashings.
Yeah. And if you think like Pakistan saw the chaos happening in India and were like, hold my biryani.
Of course.
We'll make it more chaotic.
Okay. What happened? They went to the army boot camp.
Yeah.
Wherein the directive was, okay, you are not hitting the sixes into the stands. So you have to increase your power. Did the PCB, and there was also a churn in the PCB, let's not forget that.
Oh, that happens every 6 months.
There's been a complete change, yes.
Total change, okay. So the PCB thought that if they play in the T20 World Cup, if the batsmen hit into the stands, they'll get 12 runs.
Yeah.
If you just clear the ropes, it's 6 runs. They went into that boot camp, but lot of social media people gave that a twist. Whenever Pakistan went for an army boot camp, they won a nice easy event. 2017 Champions Trophy. Okay. So, in that sense, chaos. PSL, we thought those roads produce runs. The IPL raised it one better, 250 plus scores 6 times, 262 chased down, 288 almost chased down. So, in that way, India and Pakistan divided by a border, but so many similarities.
United by chaos.
United by chaos.
And if you look at that, I agree with Siddharth's point. We'll just go over the squad. And a lot of the squad, you think, what the hell are they doing there? I mean, even the captain, and I'm sorry, I like Babar Azam, the player. There's definitely a classy, style to his batting. But how is it possible that he not only is in the squad, fine, he's in the squad, but is now captain after what was an ultra disastrous World Cup? And let's quickly go over the squad before we discuss everything else. And some of those names there just make you go, huh? Hold on. Babar Azam, fine. Abrar Ahmed, huh? Azam Khan.
I wouldn't really say, huh? I think Abrar Ahmed has done really, really well in not just in domestic circuit, but in PSL also, and I think he could really be one of the bowlers to watch out for in this World Cup.
Yeah, see, you're right. I'll reserve my hers on their bowlers because dear God, they have an uncanny way of finding bowlers.
Yes.
So let's leave that aside. Abrar, fine. Azam Khan, someone who definitely by no stretch of the imagination deserves to be there.
Yeah.
Fakhar Zaman, probably their biggest match winner.
Yes.
Who'll probably be finding himself batting out of position again.
Yeah.
Haris Rauf, we know, volatile fellow, but dear God, can be a match winner.
No, I mean, Haris Rauf, the only thing. Kohli goes down the ground. Kohli goes out of the ground.
But, I mean, this guy is a genuine match winner.
Yeah.
He is. That is a fact. Iftikhar Ahmed, somehow he's younger than Virat Kohli, or the same age as Virat Kohli.
Piyush Chawla is younger than Virat Kohli.
Enough said. Then you've got an Imad Wasim. Okay, I still say are definitely a better option than Nawaz.
Oh, Nawaz.
T20.
What have you done, Nawaz? Mohammad Abbas Afridi comes
In fact, he
from
missed out on his home ground because that got washed out. No,
Yeah.
Cardiff. He played so many years for Glamorgan.
Correct.
Mohammad Abbas Afridi.
Mohammad Abbas Afridi, who I will freely admit to knowing nothing about. So I'll just leave it at that. Mohammad Amir, perhaps if you thought Babar Azam's comeback was shocking, then you have Mohammad Amir at the ripe old age of 32 making another comeback for Pakistan. Wonderful. Rizwan, again someone who defies logic, doesn't look like a T20 batter, doesn't play like a T20 batter, but good God, the man gets runs. Naseem Shah, probably their biggest match winner. And I know I'm saying this with a Shaheen Shah Afridi, but I stand by that. Naseem Shah is the person who can single-handedly swing games for them. Then they've got a Saim Ayub, I think someone who definitely deserves to be there, but again adds to their opening conundrum. They have too many openers. Shadab Khan, I mean, it's reached a point where fans who are taking pictures with him are asking him, "Aap itne chhakke kyun kha rahe ho?" But he's also a devastatingly underrated all-rounder in T20 cricket. Gives you good runs, and his bowling, I remember in 2022 was very effective. Very effective.
He got a 4-wicket haul in the semi-final against Australia in 2021. But in the last 4 to 5 games, he's had an economy rate of over 10.
He's basically gone the Yuzi Chahal, right? Like I said, they're attacking him, and I don't think he has an answer. Then, of course, you've got Shaheen Shah Afridi, star boy, and you've got Usman Khan. So again, you look at that squad, and you're like, this. Where are the middle order bats? They are forced, and they have the Punjab, what I call the Punjab Kings of 2018-19 conundrum. But they're 4 openers. Now you figure out where the hell you back them.
See, Shadab Khan, the only good thing that he gives us on current form is his fielding. Gun fielding.
Gun fielder. Their best fielder by some distance.
Yes.
Pakistan cricket team
and good fielding.
Down, next minute up.
But here, I mean,
that's something that we might just witness in the World Cup.
We don't know. See, again, in the West Indies in 2010, they lost to Australia and even the semi-final. It took something freakish from Michael Hussey to knock them out.
Otherwise, that match they were favourites. Let's not kid ourselves.
Exactly.
Scoring 190 odd in a semi-final, I think in 2010 mostly won you games.
60 of 24, Michael Hussey of all people. So
that's a strike rate of nearly 300.
Yes. Was voted the best T20I knock of the decade. Yes.
Deserved it. No two ways about it. But now let's go about making this 11 and
But good luck. Before we get to it, I have a question for both of you. Like, what do you think is the logic or the rationale behind having Babar Azam as the captain once again? Like, are you guys really in favor of it, or do you think that Shaheen was actually hard done by?
No, Shaheen was definitely hard done by. Not that I'm saying Shaheen Shah Afridi is the next Wasim Akram or anything like that, but you backed him. You backed him in the sense that you decided, listen, it's time to move forward and we need someone fresh. You went with him, and he had all the credentials. I think he led Lahore Qalandars to back-to-back PSLs.
Yes.
If I remember correctly.
Absolutely.
So you look at him and you're like, okay, this guy has everything. And I mean, this is Pakistan. Their fast bowlers are more often than not their superstars. So he kind of fits that bill as well. 1 series. That's all he got. 1 series. Are you kidding me? I know, okay, he can be inconsistent, yada yada. Definitely a captain who's still learning. But then you went back to Bapat, and it's just reflective of the chaos that is there in the PCB. In the sense that every time there is a regime change, you will see sweeping changes made in the squad. Babar would have probably found it difficult to even be fitted into the 15 if it wasn't the captain. Another similarity with India, by the way.
Accommodative captain.
You're accommodating your captain. And again, is there a guarantee that you can get the best out of him as an opener? Yes. But you also have 2 very good openers in the squad in Saim Ayub and Fakhar Zaman, who you are now having to accommodate. Now the real question is, who are you opening with? Because you have 4 openers. You've got Babar, you've got Rizwan, you have
Saim Ayub, Fakhar Zaman.
And Fakhar Zaman. That's 4 openers, and you have to play all of them because you don't have a choice. And Fakhar, if you look at his recent form, it's been kind of hit or miss, and that's because he's not playing in the right position. Fakhar is the kind of guy at the top of the order can take the game away from you on a given day, and the only game I'll present as proof, New Zealand 2023 World Cup. Blasted his way to whatever score he had made that day, and I don't think they would have chased down those runs if the rain didn't hit. But because the rain hit and they were ahead in the asking rate, they rescued themselves. So that's what a Fakhar Zaman can do. I'd want him at the top of the order any day of the week, him and Saim Ayub. But you're most likely playing them at 3 and 4.
Yeah, that's
Then
the problem.
I think there are two more points that are pretty much attached to this squad. Is number one, I'm actually a little surprised to see a certain Mohammad Harris miss out.
Mohammad
Who was
Harris.
actually one of their breakout stars in the 2022.
Harris, in fact, chipped in
T20
with some
World Cup.
vital cameos in that, I think that South Africa game won.
Absolutely.
Sydney.
And then I think the second point, which I think we all missed, the appointment of Guru Gary.
That we will get to it a bit later. See, because Pakistan, look at the batting. They seem to be stuck in the 2010s. You're playing in an era when 160 or 170 is also the norm, not the norm.
In fact, I will say this about Pakistan, and I said this in 2022 as well. Their lower order looks more like a T20 batting unit than their top order.
Yeah.
Because their lower order will have who? You'll have a Shadab, you'll have an Iftikhar, you'll have an Imad Wasim. These guys are proper T20 bats. They'll look to play. We'll play 10 balls, but we'll get you 20-25 runs. That needs to be the template. They have accumulators on the top.
Yes.
A Rizwan,
A
a
Babar.
Babar. Otherwise, if you're opening with Saim Ayub and
Fakhar Zaman.
then that's a gun opening option.
That is my opening combination that I would have gone with. Look, Pakistan have done well whenever Fakhar Zaman's opened.
Yes.
You can't bat him in the middle order. I mean, I'm sorry, if you're batting him in the middle order, you have committed harakiri.
Yeah.
And that's why, see, the Pakistan team are not going to go with it. But I know that Saim Ayub and Fakhar Zaman are your guys.
Absolutely.
But it will be Saim Ayub and Babar
Babar
Azam.
Azam.
Yeah.
Or maybe Babar Azam could bat at 3 also. I think he said in one of the press
Maybe at
conferences
3, so then it will
that
be
he might-
Mohammad Rizwan.
But
Yes.
I think based on what you've seen so far, and by the way, mind you, in the two T20s, they've tried two different combinations.
Exactly.
Because in the
Yeah,
second T20I, it was Babar and Saim Ayub who opened. And yesterday they went back to
Babar and Rizwan.
Exactly. They went back to Old Faithful, Babar and Rizwan. Who opens at this point is a lottery. Because as I said, it's not like you have 3. You have 4 competent opening options and you're going to have to fit 2 of them in the middle order. Because you don't have a middle order otherwise.
Exactly. So, okay, let's just, try to make sense of the chaos.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, these 4 are starting.
Yeah, but
Now
what
just-
position?
Yeah. If you ask me, and this is just based on whatever, call it gut feeling, call it convention, sticking to that, they're opening with Old Faithful. They're
Rizwan
really going
and
to,
Babar.
yes,
Rizwan
yes,
Babar.
yes, I think they'll do that.
I think, even I would say that they'll most likely open with Babar and Rizwan. But having said that, they've already invested in Ayub a lot. He has been a regular feature for them in the T20 format for a while now. So I think I would really want to go with what Shane is saying, but my combination would be Babar and Sam Ayub.
Yeah, I think I would also want that. But let's see,
Yes.
what is it that Pakistan would do?
That's the thing. We don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, and you don't know. So again, that's the thing. I think let's just go with convention and say, because I think Saim Ayub is someone who hasn't really batted anywhere else.
Yes.
So I think you're going to open with him.
Yeah.
You will then stick Rizwan at 3 and Fakhar at, or Rizwan at 4, where he does bat in ODIs.
Yes.
And Fakhar at 3. I
3.
think you'll have to stick
Maybe
with
again it will depend on the left and right
left
hand.
and right
Saim
hand
Ayub is a left-hander if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken.
Yes.
So if Saim Ayub falls in a
that.
Fakhar
Fakhar
Zaman,
Zaman comes in. If a Babar falls, then Rizwan comes in.
Rizwan comes in.
Okay.
Wow, it's funny. They have a better left-hand, right-hand combination as far as the middle order than what India do right now.
Yes.
India have one potentially, a Jaiswal at
That's
the
it.
top. If you get a Dubey in,
But Dubai will not play at 4. Where's Sky play them? 3.
no,
Yeah.
I mean
Which
Virat will be
means
3.
that Jaiswal had to be dropped. He'll
Jaiswal
probably
might be dropped, yes. So if Rohit Virat open, Surya at 3, Dubey at 4, you're still playing, I think, potentially one left-hander.
Only one, because you're dropping Jaiswal. That's the thing. So go with
Unless
number
you
3.
want to promote either of Ravindra Jadeja or Akshar Patel.
Ah.
That's a different story.
That's a different story altogether. But anyway, you can put Fakhar Zaman at 3. That
Fakhar
will be
Zaman
better.
at 3 and
Rizwan at
Mohammad
4.
Rizwan at 4.
Yeah, so Fakhar Zaman at 3, Mohammad Rizwan at 4. That will be the most obvious this thing. And see, again, that's a good batting lineup on paper, but you're batting 2 of them woefully out of position.
Yes.
The only way this works, honestly, is if I'm Gary Kirsten, I'm telling both my openers, whoever they are, do not waste balls. There is no accumulation. You need to forget about that. You need to go hell for leather from ball 1, hit out or get out, because you do have. The funny thing with them is they have a deep batting lineup, but they still play conservative cricket. I don't understand. At least in India's case, I can make the
Rizwan.
point.
Rizwan
So
at
M
4.
Rizwan.
But if you look at one of the most common points in the 3 of the top 4 batters is that they can play spin well.
That's true.
Babar
actually.
can play well, Rizwan can play well, and Fakhar Zaman is actually one of the most underrated players of spin. When it comes to hitting down the ground or all
When
out of the ground.
yeah, I mean, you look at the Champions Trophy also, you look at even the ODI World Cup, he was targeting spin.
He was
very
targeting
well.
Santner, I remember, in that
Santner,
particular
Sodhi
game.
in that
Yeah.
2023 World Cup game.
Yes, so that's.
So I think they have good players of spin. So assuming the fact that the wickets are low and slow, 160 or 170 odd, which is primarily Pakistan's strength. in
Oh, that's their
T20
wheelhouse.
World
That's
Cup,
their wheelhouse.
I think it might just be.
Exactly.
They would
Because-
just probably want that.
See, look at their career strike rates. If you look at Babar, if you look at Rizwan, great run accumulators, but strike rate is
One mid
below
130s.
130. 130 below, and nowadays the templates change, boss. It's no longer 150, 160. It's more.
Yeah. Especially
And-
as an opener.
And that is why the only guy who seems to be playing in the modern day T20 style is Fakhar Zaman.
No, they have others, but they bat way too low down the order, which then brings you
Number
who's
5.
this? Azam Khan.
My number
Iftikhar.
5. My number 5 is going to be Shadab Khan, just for one reason. If you're
Shadab.
betting on someone, you bet big. It's as simple
No,
as that.
Shadab is playing
And then
for
there
me.
is one more reason attached to it. See, once again, I did a few matches of the Pakistan Super League also this time around, and I'm telling you that when Shadab Khan promoted himself to number 3 or number 4 for Islamabad United, who actually went on to win the IPL, I think he had a very,
PSL.
PSL. He had a very good impact. He was one of the top run getters also. Scored more than 300 runs and even picked up more than 10 or around 15 odd wickets.
That's fair. I
That's
get
the
your
kind
point.
of impact that he has had when he has been given that batting promotion, not just in PSL but in domestic cricket also. So here also, I feel that if you want to bet on someone, you bet big. There's
I
no
understand your
better
point.
option than
I would have
understand
batted
your
in Iftikhar.
That's also a good choice.
Yeah,
And
I think-
Iftikhar, you know what will happen? See, you need your number 5 who in the event of a collapse, supposing you lost 4 wickets in the first 5 overs itself, then it's a problem.
Yeah.
Most of the time, looking at the way how Babar and Rizwan are playing, they'll be there till the 14th, 15th over. A number 5 will come with only 5 overs to spare, or maybe a 6 over to spare. Iftikhar might do that damage. You will need an Iftikhar at 5 because he's your pivot, not just at the start of the death overs, towards the end also, and he has shown that he can play those cameos.
He can whack it.
Yeah, I would keep Shadab at 7 because my number 5 and number 6 would be Iftikhar and Imad Wasim. I'm going with the left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand combination in that sense.
Yes.
But then wouldn't it be the case of reducing Shadab Khan to just more of a bowling all-rounder, knowing
But
that he can
that's-
still bat good?
That is Shadab's
correct, but
role.
that is Shadab's role in the Pakistan squad. You don't see him bat higher up the order for a reason. They do have others they prefer playing, and I agree with you. I think I would definitely put, Iftikhar over there.
Iftikhar, because see,
Chachu has to be there.
you have to understand that if he bats at 7, you're wasting Iftikhar.
Correct.
And the other way also, that if you're batting Shadab Khan at 7, I think you're wasting him as a batter.
But Shadab, the runs he offers with the bat is a bonus. He's primarily a bowler.
He's primarily their main leg spinner. That's
Yes.
the point.
But that's the, I think, perspective that has been set.
That's the perspective, that's the Pakistan perspective.
Yeah, that's the notion that has been set, because
What that
Shadab
can
Khan
ha-
is more than an able batter.
So, if that is the case, you can then put a Shadab at a 6 and
And
Imad
Imad
at
at
7.
That's also
Fine,
perfect.
so put Shadab Khan at 6.
But this is one of the most all-rounded, I think, batting units here.
They do,
Good
they do.
mixture of righty and lefties.
Yes, and not just that, there's a lot of all-round options. They have plenty of bowling because the 3 players we've named right now, all of them give you bowling.
Yeah.
Iftikhar, Shadab, and
And
Imad
Imad.
Wasim,
Imad
all of
Wasim.
them give, and
And
it's
Naseem
3
can even open the bowling.
and it's 3 different kind of bowlers. You've got left arm orthodox, you've got a leg spinner, and you've
Yeah,
got off spin.
off spin.
So you have plenty of bowling. In fact, correct me if I'm wrong, does not Fakhar also bowl a little bit? I think
Fakhar is left hand orthodox.
Yeah,
But
but
I
he
think
does
he's
barely
more
bowl
hardly,
anymore.
yeah.
He barely
Hardly,
bowls
really.
anymore.
Yeah. Then at number 8, we'll
I
just
think let's just have the bowling.
See, let's put the bowlers down now
Yeah.
because their 3 pacers have to be there.
Mohammad Amir at 8.
Amir coming that high? No,
So
way.
my choices are, then we can go to Shane and then Siddharth.
See, let's put down the bowlers first
okay.
because 8 I think is going to be a bit of a sticking point.
So yeah, my bowlers are Naseem Shah, Shaheen Afridi,
And Haris.
Mohammad Amir and Abrar Ahmed.
You're playing 4 pacers.
In fact, 3 pacers and 1 spinner. Naseem Shah.
See, Naseem definitely
No,
starts.
you're playing 2 spinners anyway. Imad and Shadab.
Exactly. You don't need another pacer.
You don't need
Abrar
Abrar.
Ahmed is the surprise factor.
But they're not
most
going to play
teams
Abrar.
do not know him.
Correct.
That
But I
is
don't
the
think
point.
they're going to play Abrar.
If that is the case, if Abrar plays, Shadab can't play.
Exactly.
So basically, in case of Abrar, I have a feeling that he might not start against the
Big
teams
nations.
like maybe USA or the other team, Ireland or maybe these teams.
Or
he
India.
might just play against the teams who are basically the stronger oppositions. Could be India. or
You're
could be anyone.
talking reverse.
Yeah, exactly.
Abrar might play against the minnows.
He'll play against USA, Canada.
But it doesn't make any sense for him to play against them.
No, but it makes no
That's
sense
when
to play him.
Pakistan would want that he should not be found out. That's the point.
But the thing is, no, I don't think so.
No, see, he was again Abrar. Which franchise does he play for? Islamabad United. How much success did he have in the PSL at that point in time? Because see,
did well.
he came off a 11-wicket haul against England in a Test match.
Yes.
But then after that, okay, he did well against Sri Lanka in the World Test Championship. That
Couldn't
two
play
matches.
against Australia. There was some injury that he had.
Yeah.
I think he could not even play against New Zealand also, but
Yeah.
did well in the PSL. I think did really, really well.
Yeah, we'll just have a check. How did Abrar Ahmed do in the
I
PSL?
remember him.
PSL,
I
yeah.
remember Abrar Ahmed only for the showing he had against England in that Test series at home.
Yeah.
That was what I remember him for. And honestly, I don't see them starting with another spinner. I think they have enough spin options.
Yeah.
You've got Iftikhar, you've got Shadab, you've got
Imad.
Imad. I don't think you're going for a fourth spinner. And especially when you need to pack your batting a little bit more than 7.
Yeah.
So see, that's why I said that number 8 has to be a Shaheen. Because he gives you that batting.
Or Naseem.
No, Naseem is a proper number 11.
No. He won
I
you
know,
that game.
I know, but where did he come to
Afghanistan.
bat against Afghanistan?
Number 10.
Exactly, he came at number 10 or 11.
And he hit those sixes of Fazal Haq Faruqi, who's one of Afghanistan's best
True,
bowlers. If
but
I'm not
okay,
wrong.
keep Naseem
Yeah.
at 10, but you have to keep a
Haris
Shaheen.
Rauf is number 11.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Haris is
yeah.
probably your number 11. Again, I'm not sure. How do you fit in Haris?
Why?
So
Because
I think,
see,
yeah, you can, because at 8, if you have a Shaheen
or an
Amir.
Amir is
then
9.
number is 9. There we go. That's a good bowling lineup.
Yeah, so Shaheen is at 8, Amir is at 9.
Yeah.
Because who else are you going to get in? There is
No, they don't
one else.
have a pace bowling all rounder, so it has to be.
You're not going to get an Abbas Afridi. You're not going to get an Usman Khan.
No. It has to be Shaheen at 8,
Yeah, Shaheen at 8,
Amir at 9.
Amir at 9. And then look at it. So you've got two left-hand pacers with the two right-armers and Naseem and Haris. Then you've got 3, you've got variety.
You've got a lot of variety.
Iftikhar off spin, Shadab leg spin, Imad left arm orthodox, Shaheen and Mohammad Amir left arm, Naseem right arm, Haris right arm.
Yeah.
Wow,
That
that's
is
called
a lot.
variety.
That's a lot of variety. And actually, if you think about it, Naseem may very well bat at 9 over Amir.
Yeah.
So you're actually batting as deep as 8. That's not bad at all. That is not bad at all with no impact serve. It's very, very good.
Quite good. I mean, that's the problem. See, but there are weaknesses.
Yeah.
There are 2 weaknesses. One, Naseem and Amir are coming off long-term injuries. Amir in particular, okay, he came back after his tussles with the Pakistan
PCB.
Cricket Board, PCB and all that thing. But then coming back at the age of 32, that too with only PSL experience behind you, that too after so many years, you are bound to be rusty. Okay, so that is a risk. Maybe it can go against Amir. So maybe an Abbas Afridi then comes in.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's the only risk I look at. Naseem, how will he shape up after that shoulder surgery that he had, which kept him out for 7 months? Missed the ODI World Cup, missed the Australia series. PSL, I don't know how he did well. So that's the situation.
He's shaping up well. At least, he's getting into good rhythm.
Yeah, I think with Amir, look, you're banking on 2 things.
Yeah.
Experience and class being permanent.
Yeah.
Because everything else, the indicators aren't good. There's a long-term injury layoff, as you say, would be rusty considering he's only been playing the PSL. You're only banking on the fact that, listen, this is a guy who's won Pakistan and ICC Champions Trophy final. With that early spell. So, if you get conditions where the ball moves a bit, you know he's going to be more than a handful because again, his angle is such, the release point and everything, that he can get the ball to swing. And the other opposition will of course be in trouble. Other than that, I think, see, their bowling has never been a problem. The one obvious weakness I have to pick is that top order, and that's not because of personnel. It's because you're trying to fit square pegs into round holes. That is the major issue.
That's a huge issue because see, all 4 except 3 out of the 4 are batting in an outdated template.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know it's Saeem Ayub at this
Ayub
point
is
in
normally
time.
someone who's done well, I think, in the PSL. at the top of the order. And when I say done well, I mean played by a relatively modern standard.
Yep.
So actually it's Ayub and Fakhar, but Fakhar is the only proven commodity in that sense. Sam Ayub is relatively new. Fakhar, we've seen him do it. Babar and Rizwan, we know that they guarantee you runs. But what is the template they guarantee you that runs?
Yeah.
That is the problem.
You see, the problem is the West Indies pitches in June are
They're gonna be
relatively
baked.
fresh.
Yes.
They are relatively fresh because not much actions happened. Now, whatever are the warm-up games that are happening, don't read too much into it because it's happening in the night time. Some games happening in the night. West Indies, Australia, I think was night.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, this is the reason why India, they are going to play all their matches in the day.
Yes.
Okay. Barbados, Antigua and St. Lucia all are different. Pakistan on the other hand, if they are A2, just open the schedule if you can, Pawan. I can just tell you where are they going to play. Looking at their past record in the West Indies, where will they play? Go to the worst thing and click on A2.
Pakistan.
A2 because they'll be, if they make it, they'll be A2.
Okay, A2.
A2.
Go down, scroll down, you'll see it.
Pakistan, okay. They are all playing the same like
See,
India.
these are all, three matches.
Except they are playing in Dallas, they are playing in Lauderdale, they are playing in all the three.
So they're playing in all the three American venues because one game's in Dallas, two in New York, and one in Florida. No, Pawan, go up and
press
select
A2.
Instead of team, press in team. Yeah, go and press A2. Correct.
Now they are playing one game in Antigua.
Yeah.
One in North Sound, two in Barbados.
Two in Barbados, and this is a problem.
And the D group is basically the one in which
That's, see, you're going to face South Africa in Antigua.
yes.
You're going to face C2, which is probably West Indies. C1 is New Zealand, C2
Yes,
is West Indies.
West Indies.
A2, B1. Oh, you're taking on England in Barbados. And Pakistan don't have a good record against England in Barbados. And Barbados has been their ultimate bogey venue.
Yeah.
Antigua, because they're playing facing South Africa, they've never lost to them there. And if you look at Antigua, it's a big surprise that India never played a T20 in Antigua at Vivian Richards Stadium. Spin and pace, the economy rate for pace is 6.8. For spin, it is 6.6.
Oh God.
Okay. Strike rate and average, if you look at it, a strike rate in particular, for pace it's 18, for spin it's 20.
Okay.
You are not actually having that much of a big difference in Antigua. But for Barbados, now this is the conundrum. Are you going to go for, Pacers have taken the most wickets there.
Correct.
174 wickets in Barbados, 103 for spinners.
And that's since the 2010 T20 World Cup.
Why 2010? Because that's when the first major T20 tournament was held in the West Indies.
Yes.
But Pacers have an economy rate of 7.9. But spinners have an economy rate of 6.8.
Which is equally impressive, pretty much.
That's better.
174 wickets versus 103.
3.
Balance it out with 7.9 and 6.8. Strike rate wise, they are in the high 20s, Pacers are in the low 20s.
Low 20s.
What do you do then?
Then you have to, and I know, but then that makes, if you're looking at it, not much to pick between pacers and spinners might actually suit Pakistan. They've got enough spinners, they've got enough pacers. Ooh.
That's the situation. So
And that's why I am in favor of having Abrar Ahmed also, because I was digging some numbers and he was the third highest wicket taker in the PSL.
Wow.
With 16 wickets for Quetta
On
Gladiators.
those roads. Okay, so if he's taken those wickets on those roads, Barbados and Antigua are going to be sluggish. And Barbados might be much more of a 180, 190 situation.
Yeah. And he has been persisted with by Pakistan, because despite being injured for that Australia tour and the New Zealand T20s, Pakistan have really made sure to take care of him and confirm that he's ready for the T20 World Cup. So he might just be the surprise factor for them. So assuming the fact that you play a certain Abrar Ahmed, you still have the luxury of having 3 seamers and multiple spinners.
Did Abrar play in the games versus England? No. So a surprise element, which could backfire.
That is the point. He is probably being kept for those big games.
For all big games, I disagree that they'll keep him for the big games in the group. Maybe if you want to unleash
Super
him,
hit.
yes.
Maybe.
Because
But that
you might
also
wa-
depends upon the pitches.
Yeah, because you might want to, if you're playing in USA, again, those are lottery pitches because no one knows how the hell they're going to
Yeah.
play.
Yeah.
So you might want to try him out against the likes of a USA Canada because that's the two easy, and I say that respectfully, games that they have. Because otherwise, you've got Ireland who can be tricky customers, and then you've got India.
Yeah.
But then I don't mind, playing him against the oppositions who are not that experienced at the international level. The only reason why I'm going to hold him back is because I wouldn't want him to be found out.
But I think in today's day and age, see, he rose to prominence in a series against England.
Yeah.
I think people would have already seen him.
Yeah.
If we are familiar with him, and we would have only seen fleeting amounts, basis that series against Baseball England, which is probably the best series they had because they were on those roads where they were scoring 700 runs in a day. He was the one bowler who really withstood everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Abrar Ahmed.
So that's why I think it's a decentish group. That's why I had put Pakistan as one of the team, but then because India and Pakistan are the same group, only one can go through.
Yeah.
So that is why I didn't pick Pakistan in my top 4, although I had picked them to win the title, but that is the nature of the format.
Yeah, it's a very weird format. I think they should kind of open it up and loosen it a little.
Because why Michael Vaughan unfortunately got trolled? Because he picked England and Australia, but England and Australia both can't go through.
Correct.
It's only one. So that is why this format is very weird. But
Yeah.
it's a confounding situation that I had.
So
I picked India in the top 4, but I put Pakistan as the winner. But because they are really, they can surprise you on any given day. That's why. So Dhanush, let's take some questions. Dhanush is like saying, Bumrah must be desperate for ICC trophy. His contemporaries Stark, Cummins and Josh
Hazelwood
have won ICC and IPL trophies, as Bumrah won only IPL trophies.
Correct. Maybe Bumrah should take a cue from Mitch Stark on how to bowl in those games.
Yeah, I mean, see, only in the ICC ODI World Cup 2023 final did he bowl very well.
Yes.
But even there, I mean,
2 wickets.
Not just that. The problem was that Australia, looking at the margin,
Yeah.
knew that they could afford to play out him and Shami. It didn't really matter. If they played them out, there weren't that many runs, and the pitch, by God, did it ease. By God, did it ease.
And if you look at it, see, Bumrah also has himself to blame, because 16 also he didn't bowl well in that semi-final. 17, that no ball of against Fakhar Zaman definitely hurt them.
Oh God, don't remind me of that.
2019 he bowled well, but your batting let you down.
No, but even in 2019, the final, semi-final, actually, he did okay.
He did well.
There it was the batting.
The batting let you down.
Once
And
again.
21
Collective failure.
collective. 22 he was not there.
Batting was a let down, in 22 obviously. He was
See, you
injured,
need
yeah.
luck. Let me tell you one thing. I mean, it's nothing negative that you're saying, oh, you got lucky. Australia were lucky that the pitch eased out.
Yes.
But it doesn't take away the fact that they put in a clinical performance.
On the day, absolutely.
2019, it was luck that favored New Zealand. Because they had 2 days, the pitch was still fresh from the second day start, and that's how they got those wickets.
And there was a little bit of cloud cover. Just that little bit of cloud cover, which...
17, Pakistan got so much luck. Fakhar Zaman benefiting from the no ball. So you need luck. India have not had luck. And also, let me tell you one thing, luck necessarily need not be negative.
No, winners will often ride their luck. But I think there have been times also where India, as you say, had not had that luck, because I'll give you an example, is that after the IPL final, you know, that ball which I think Vaibhav had bowled to get rid of Travis Head.
Travis Head, huh?
A lot of highlight reels started doing the rounds of some balls that Shami and Bumrah bowled to Head in the ICC World Cup final.
Yes.
And some of them were very close to taking his outside edge. The difference was that there he kind of wrote it out because he knew that there was no pressure of setting a total. You were chasing 241 in 300 balls. The benefit was always with you, even if you took your time.
Yeah.
Why he had to poke at that ball in the IPL final was because, quite frankly, you're looking to set a target.
Yeah.
And everyone thought that was a good batting track, which actually in hindsight it turned out to be, it was a pretty good batting track.
Pretty good batting.
Pretty good batting track.
So yes, Bumrah has to get luck on his side also. And sometimes if you don't play the right team composition, then it will hurt you. Because in 2021, that was it. You didn't play the right team.
Oh, at all. You brought in random people. Like, I love Varun Chakravarti, but he didn't belong in that squad. Rahul Chair was a good spinner back then, coming off a good couple of IPLs.
Yes,
didn't belong in that squad.
Ishan Kishan against New Zealand, I think it was a worried move. I would
Do
say.
not remind me of that game you played Rohit Sharma at number 4 for whatever reason. I didn't understand that.
Exactly, which you may very well have to do this time around also.
No, not very well have to. That was Wasim Jafar's suggestion. Don't have to take it.
Suryan
Sharma has named his 11 and he's gone with, let's see, Rizwan, Babar, Usman. Wow.
Usman
Fucker.
Khan, yeah.
Usman Khan,
He did
yeah.
well in
Saim Ayub, Iftikhar, Shadab, Imad Wasim, Shaheen, Rauf and Amir. Oh, you've dropped Naseem. Oh dear. Shadab, the batsman, will do better than Babar. Ooh, and 4 overs between Shadab and Ifti. Okay, back till 8. Fair point, Suraj. I take your point, but I cannot agree with dropping Naseem.
Yeah, Naseem Shah has
Naseem
to
is
play.
love, man. That guy is next level great.
Okay, then if you want to include an Usman, then I think you are not starting with an Amir.
Yeah.
Simple. You have
think it's
you have to
going
play
to
Naseem.
It's probably going to be a toss-up between Haris Rauf or Mohammad Amir. Either of them will play.
Okay, who's the best death bowler in the team?
Shaheen
No.
with Yorkers? No?
That's where Pakistan's problem is.
Yeah.
They don't have a good death bowler.
They don't actually because Naseem is not a dead bowler.
Naseem kind of rode it in 2022, but no, he's not a death bowler.
No,
Who is a death bowler?
Yeah.
Which is why, I mean, everybody will say Haris, but I don't think Haris has that confidence anymore.
No, and even Haris was getting tonked in 2022 here in the death. This problem is he's express pace.
Yeah.
Express pace bowlers never do well in the death. They are middle overs.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's what, and that's their problem. Maybe that's why also they were so keen on bringing back an Amir. Maybe they thought he's someone who could, with experience, maybe use cutters, variations, that kind of stuff that may do well in the death. Because otherwise, you're right. Their death bowling in 2022 is what cost them the game against India. Your 19th over was being bowled by Haris Rauf, and your 20th over was by Mohammad Nawaz.
He tried the Kane Williamson model, but then it didn't work in his case.
It didn't work at all. Anyway, more questions. Let's see. Citizen, who's quite clearly a Man City fan, says that how will the NY pitch play for INDV Park and who's the favourite? Citizen, that question is an absolute lottery because it is a drop-in pitch.
Yeah.
God only knows how that pitch is going to play. As for who's favourite, I mean, that's a 50-50 match, if I'm being honest with you. If it's an ODI format, I'm saying India clear-cut favourites, eyes closed, get it done and dusted. In T20s, though, T20s is a wonderful leveler as a format.
Yeah,
so I can't really be too sure.
Yeah. Priyanshu, Babar and Rohit at toss be like, Arey bhai, tum bhi wapas aa." Good one. Good one. Sid Encyclopedia, guess the average of Virat against Pakistan in T20 World Cup.
Yeah, he has a pretty good average.
Pretty
against
good,
Pakistan.
phenomenal average. He hit a 78 against them. He hit an 82 in 2022, which we all know.
Yeah.
He hit a 50 in 2021.
Yeah.
16 also, he hit a 50. He scored 50s
Yes.
each and every time.
And that's why he's saying that had Pakistan got Virat out, they would have won at Colombo 12, Eden 16 and MC 20. Don't
Disagree for Colombo and Eden. Yeah, the score was pretty
Yes,
poor
Colombo,
at that
I
time.
think they were
135 or 1
didn't matter.
Yeah.
and even in 2014 also I think Pakistan scored around 130 135 odd.
Yeah, and Virat I think hit a 36 if
I
I'm
think
not
MCG
mistaken.
is the only one where I'll agree to that.
Yes.
Yeah.
81.33.
81.3.
81.3.
That is his average.
And strike rate?
Strike rate of
They definitely will have the strike rate.
I think it will be
Somewhere in the 150s.
150s,
Easily in the 150s. So that's why. So Colombo Eden, I'm not too sure about it. But yes, MCG, if they had gotten Kohli out, then yes, they would have definitely won that game very easily.
Mayank Pradhan, and this is an interesting one, guys.
Yeah.
He says if Virat, Ponting, and Stokes are in the same test team, who'd be your captain? I'd rule out Ponting. I know, very unpopular opinion, but I'm sorry, the team that man had, no, I could have also captained them to glory. The team he had, personnel wise, was top notch. Top notch. I'd say it's between Virat and Stokes, and if I have to say Stokes's, let's say sample size is a little small, I'd go with Virat.
I'm solely looking at from the basis of developing a test team, and if there is anyone out of these three who has done that, it is Virat Kohli.
Correct.
Ponting got a team which was pretty much settled under Steve Waugh. Then I think Stokes is still, I wouldn't necessarily say struggling, but
It's a middle ground. It's a weird middle
It's
ground.
basically a middle ground. Yeah, it's complicated.
Stokes the performer makes it to every test team.
Yes.
Stokes the captain, perhaps less so. Virat for me then, in that case.
So for you, it's Virat.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm
Hands
out
down,
on
it has
that,
to be Virat because
You-
he
you-
has
he
developed
Ponting.
that test team, and under him there has been multiple mini transitions that have taken place,
Especially
be
when
it
it
in
came
the
to the
case
bowling.
of in the bowling department or in the batting department too. Yeah, there are a few cases wherein
See, if you look at Ponting, oh sure, he got a team inherited by Steve Waugh. I mean, that team was legendary.
It was bequeathed to him for Steve. Like, take it.
Yeah, but Ponting also oversaw an era, okay, where a McGrath retired, a Vaughan retired, a Langer retired, a Martin retired.
and that's when he struggled.
And no, if you look at it, he did well in South Africa. Australia still won in South Africa.
Yeah.
But Steve Waugh and Ricky Ponting also had the same thing, they couldn't win in India.
Are you talking about the 2008-9 South Africa Mitchell Johnson series, basically?
He led the development of bowlers like Johnson, Hilfenhaus, Siddle, all of those guys. Doug Bollinger, okay.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing that goes against Ponting in this era, when he was there without his legends, he never won the Ashes.
Yeah.
Didn't win in 2005, didn't win in 2009, didn't win in 2011. In fact, in 2011, that was what led to his captaincy being dropped, the August review and everything.
And that's why I say I would not count Ponting among them, because if you are an Australia captain, there are two series that matter to you. One is the Ashes, the other is India.
But he still won two titles, two ICC
Champions
titles.
Trophy.
2009 and the 2007 event.
Yeah, but again, see, 2007
that was a very strong team.
No, Shane won, only there was a McGrath. Lee was injured, by the way.
Yes, and Sean Tate replaced him.
Tate stepped up.
Yes.
So that is why I think
Australia at that time, I think, had a very good bowling attack in the white ball. You look at this certain name that we always forget.
Nathan Bracken.
Yeah, Nathan Bracken.
Always underrated.
Bracken, I mean, see, under Ponting, there were a lot of development. I mean, Johnson will credit a Ponting.
But I think in terms of having consistency in performances, that was missing.
Yeah.
But I mean, Johnson's best series came under Clark, didn't it?
But his first major, what made Mitchell Johnson breaking arms, jaws, was 2009.
Yeah, but then I think his best series, if you're looking at it,
Clark.
14 was.
Clark, 13,
14.
Yes.
Yeah.
That.
He came off an injury also. He was revitalized. He was fresh after that.
Injury, yeah.
Yeah, he was thinking of quitting cricket. But then there's one article which I read. In that he said he saw Michael Clark in that 2012 series versus India. He told his pace bowlers, whenever there was an Indian tail-enders, bowl them here. That threat, okay, if this is a captain who's telling me, and if I got a pace bowler, if I have to use the bouncer, that's my strength.
Yeah.
He saw that. He then reconnected Dennis Lilly. Got it. Clark said, hit him here or break their hands. And you look at Swan. They chose a quick innings over a long one because Johnson was, I have to fight for my life.
Forget about it.
It was a visceral threat. I mean, look at it. I remember Alvaro Peterson and even that guy, Robin Peterson. Round the wicket, 145 kmph on the body. Where does he go? He's used to shuffle way to the offside and then he tried Hoik.
Yeah.
But then what
I
happened?
think it was Dean Elgar. I think it wasn't Robin Peterson. It was the Dean Elgar's debut match.
It was, no, Dean Elgar was...
2012.
Yeah, but then I think he didn't play that series. It was Smith's last series. Elgar was there in one or two
you're talking
games.
about the home series. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why.
I basically was thinking about the away series.
2012, that was Elgar got out of a pair.
I got it.
Satish B, we have Women's World Cup coming in October in
Correct.
Bangladesh.
Yes, Women's T20 World Cup.
Well, that'll be a very fascinating thing because again, Bangladesh, you generally tend to get very sluggish wickets.
Yeah.
Very sluggish wickets.
But who's challenging the Southern Stars? Who is? Because as I said, the Southern Stars are here. Then there is daylight at second position, and then there is England, India, and South Africa fighting it out.
Yes,
that's it.
So being second best.
Any other
regular comments? Let's say.
More questions, please.
Some more Swal. Let's go.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let's see. Ashish Dar says, Pak better favourites than India to reach semis. Ooh. I hope there's no overreaction if India crashes out in Super 8. Ashish, do you know Indian fans?
See, but this time
the expectations are not that high.
No, but that we're talking about ourselves.
Yeah.
Go to the Janta. Go to your tapris. They all expect that the World Cup will come home.
I would say that Ashish Dhar, if there is an overreaction, let it happen.
Yeah.
Because see, you've gone back on your template. You suddenly shredded 5 months before the T20 World Cup. I will definitely overreact if India crashes out in the Super 8. So don't worry about that because it will only prove my point. So
Yeah, it
that's-
definitely will prove a lot of points.
Yeah.
But GGK is saying that since just a bit of luck and we're winning this World Cup, Virat
Yeah.
could be like Gavaskar of 83 team, and Haris Rauf was finished by Rohit in the 2023 World Cup. Yeah, he definitely didn't.
I
help
mean,
his
didn't
matches.
Virat finish him off in 2022 and then he was just trying to crawl back into some kind of confidence, but Rohit destroyed that in Ahmedabad.
Correct.
Piyush Nandre, what does Octopus Nandre saying?
He's saying, you go.
I think India and Ireland.
Will qualify from our group. Hope the coaches of all teams who not qualify in our groups will be safe.
Yeah, of course they'll be safe because in our group, I mean, I don't know if you're looking at it, see, Pakistan had just brought in Gersten.
But don't
Don't count it out if they don't qualify that they sack him anyway.
hope he comes out of there alive. Because the last time they played a T20, the ODI World Cup there, a certain Bob Woolmer unfortunately fell.
Yeah, less said the better about
Less
that.
said about that,
anyway,
yeah.
but otherwise, other coaches, other teams, I mean, you've got Ireland and USA and Canada. I don't think they're going to sack their coaches.
Gary stayed, if you look at it from New Zealand, I think his contract might not be renewed.
Yeah, I think let's look at this comment. Daniel M is asking, is Australia trying a Nareen with Ashton Agar? Opening, no. I don't think, Daniel, that's the case because Australia are actually short on their main players who
Yeah.
are still on a
Resting.
break, before the T20 World Cup. And that's why with the shortage of options, they opened with a certain David Warner and Ashton Agar.
Yeah, that's not a Narayan thing.
I mean, imagine, despite being undermanned, they still lost only by 35 runs.
Exactly.
Yeah, triple two.
Triple two, 7. So that's the current situation.
So that's our lineup, by the way. That's what we've picked.
So before we sign off,
yeah, let's just go over it one more time and
Yeah.
then you guys can let us know, agree, disagree, whatever. Let's quickly go over it.
so this is our playing 11 that we have kind of agreed upon, but
Yeah.
we know that this playing 11 might be changed.
No, there
a
might
lot
be
of
one.
times.
They might drop one of their spinners and keep in an Azam
Yeah.
because that's what they've been doing. But other than that, Babar Azam, Saim Ayub, Fakhar Zaman, Mohammad Rizwan, Iftikhar Ahmed, Shadab Khan, Imad Wasim, Shaheen Shah Afridi, Mohammad Amir, Naseem Shah, and Haris Rauf. That is what we think
Yep.
should be the Pakistan likely 11.
Likely 11. And before we sign off, Pakistan one of the contenders for T20 World Cup title?
I'm tempted to say no, but I will say don't ever rule them out because they just tend to do weird stuff, man. I don't know.
Sid?
I don't think Pakistan will go beyond Super 8. I think they have a good team, but when it comes to the other teams that they will be up against in the Super 8 or the likely teams, I think the likes of South Africa or England, who they are more than likely to face, are
Yes.
very strong.
Yeah, so
South Africa versus Pakistan to potentially make it to the semis. Ooh, it's a classic case of Pehle up.
Pehle up, indeed. And I had picked Pakistan as one of the title contenders, but they'll pleasantly shock me if they do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They'll pleasantly shock me. I have not kept them as because I wanted to just go slightly left field. So
Anyway, that
let's
is
see. So tomorrow is India's first warm-up game, first and only
First
warm-up
and
game.
only one game.
India versus Bangladesh at New York. That will begin at 7:30 with the toss, and 8 o'clock onwards the match will begin. Don't attach too much importance to a warm-up, but yes, it's a big promotion from 2010 where India didn't even play a single warm-up game.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we'll be joining you for all the updates, toss, mid, post, you name it. We'll give it to you on Sports Today from me, Shane and Sid Gulati. It's bye-bye. See you soon.
Subscribe. Please
Subscribe, and you're also there on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram as well. Bye-bye.